up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. In this particular video, we'll be reviewing Black Ink Crew Chicago, Season 3, Episode 13. And shout out to my YouTube family. Let's get into it. Okay, now, this was an interesting episode, but let's get into the first scene, and I'll go, scatter whatever. Now, one thing to get out the way is that Charmaine does go for her big movie scene. She got Nikki there, somebody else, she got her glam crew. She is like this. She damn near is coming with shades on and a fur coat, every damn thing damn near. The star is here. And, it's supposed to, like I said, aside with a psychological thriller, whatever Molly would star Waka Flocka. Which Waka Flocka wasn't even in this damn episode, okay? So, she goes in there and she's just like, okay, we're getting ready, your star's here, they already recording stuff, and they're like, okay. And she's like, okay, where I get settled, how long it's gonna be, and where I go to get my makeup baseline. They're like, okay, you got 30 minutes, and you get in the corner somewhere. So basically, they got them out of some, it was like in a hallway or something, I don't know. And Nikki had to do her hair, you got somebody else that's up there, getting her makeup ready. So when she go do her line, basically they had to do like several takes and shit. I don't know how many it took before they got to the finished project. But because everybody was like, finally this is my chance and everything. And even Nikki was like, this looked like a straight DVD type of thing based on how even they got it settled. Well, also too, considering she was supposed to be only a barmaid. And she kept messing those lines there. I think even they made a drink bell and everything. So, yeah, so, she kind of she felt sad. She was talking to the dog, her and, I forgot, her man's dog, whatever. And she even asked the dog, put your paw, give me your paw if you think, I'm a bad actress or something like that, or whatever. And the dog just, and he, basically put the paw in her hand, then barked, but I think that bark might have been, ad-lib or, voiceover or whatever thing in there. And then first she was talking to her man. She said the confessionals just want a bucket of chicken, and her man does massage her feet. And 2 seconds later, here comes two of his boys at the coming through the door, and they get ready, I guess, to play games, drinking stuff. And when she realized, like, wait a minute, I thought he didn't say nothing about his boys coming over there. So she's sitting there for a minute. Her man trying to ask, can you get us all some ice and stuff? I mean, she did get some ice. So ice cold shoulder, that's pretty much that is, and took her ass right to their room and slammed the door and was naked. They were like, well, we ain't getting no ice now. No, you're not. Now, the beginning scene, Van, now here's one thing I've heard, I haven't watched AfterBuzz, even though I used to like watching episodes, so, because they review all the reality TV shows, damn near everything else. But the way that they talk about, like, even though it seemed like they make it the first season and second season, I thought Ryan was the owner of the shop. But ever since really the beginning of this season, what I realized is almost like, or is he like the main owner and everyone else is pretty much the owner or some shit? Or what is going on? Because Van's been sitting there, he's like, the bills need to be paid. Ryan hasn't been back. He up there getting barbecues and stuff like that. And he's considering, well, this is what happened where first Juice, what am I called? Why did I call Juice? Whatever. Junior went to talk to Lily, and I'm thinking, like, really, after all that bullshit, you gonna talk to, like, everything's okay, and just take her back and be back in this stuff, but he's like, are you okay, and then she's, Lily, like, well, everything was cool to fight, I don't know why, basically, she still doesn't know why Junior was acting that way, and Junior was like, hello, this is the guy you basically, you were cheating on me with and stuff like this, so why would you think I wouldn't feel some type of way? And, the confessionals even telling him, like, she don't know why it's not a problem. And he brought up, which I brought up in my last recap from last week, the same damn thing, like, well, how would you not think I would not have a problem? You had a problem me putting my arm on somebody, and they went back, flashback scene, or throwback, 4 months ago, when she had an attitude, you such a being, I'm so mad, blah, 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 over him just putting her arm on a girl, okay? So he just like, we just need to just work together and just clear it. So they just going to be cordial at the moment, whatever. But he would just let her know, like, how are you, how would you feel if I brought a girl to this event, whatever, how would it happen? Because she still doesn't see, like, why Junior would have a problem. Now, Junior didn't have to go as far as how he did. But, like I said, she brought, it's not just a guy, but brought a guy that happened to be the one that she was cheating with, so But I guess, like I said, they supposed to be cool. So they decided when they're talking a little bit, Daniel Germain, all them talking, but Van Art and everything. But Cobra, she comes later in the episode. It's like she said a few words, but she really didn't say anything. She just was kind of more so silent, like playing with the fidgets and stuff, and playing, some games like Candy Crush and shit and whatever. Um, and that's pretty much what she was on. She really wasn't saying too much, but she was in the scene at the barbecue. Everybody else pretty much was there, except of course Ryan and Kat and Cobra. Okay, so they decided when it brought up nowhere. Forrest's the only one who kind of feels that way, that he doesn't feel like maybe that's not the right thing to do to try to write back Kat back. But Vanda's like this. She's a part of the shop too. That's what I'm saying is are their names on the shop? Because they like, again, it's just like the thing where Van was like, I can break the window and this is my shop too, whatever, I'm a part of the shop. And are they just saying based on, the loyalty and the time they've been there, loyalty and the time they spent as far as working with the shop, or is their names in the contract or something? I'm confused because they'll say like Ryan's okay, whatever. But they decided that he's going to ask Kat to come back to the shop and shit, right? So we got Kat already. She's decided she wants to move back to Chicago. She's in some, so what they call them, Airbnb or B&Bs, whatever place that she's at, and she is trying to call Ryan, at least a voicemail about they just need to talk and hash it out. Nothing rude, whatever, but it's like she's just these that just, I guess, get out the way and just let this be bygones. And so, like I said, they made a vote about already. Ford felt some type of way about, letting him go back. But by the time he, like the message when Ryan finds out, too late. Kat ends up, of course, there. Not just a previous, but I'll talk about it later. So, anyways, after that, by the way, we have the scene where there's a general reveal of Don to Ashley's, baby. Of course, Ashley is like, team, girl, and have a couple people, and then, Don, the majority of the members of, black, not mag, are sitting there like, team boy, like I said, that's why I first noticed Cobra in the background, because I'm like, okay, is that Cobra? She didn't say anything. I mean, she's tall as hell. You can see her and shit. Oh, okay, whatever. So, when they pop the balloons, they come out blue confetti. Then all of a sudden, Ashley kind of stumps on the ground and kind of walks out and cries. It's mad because she's having another boy. And she's like, in the confessions, I'm not trying to be a bad mother, but I really wanted a boy. But Don wants to go talk to her, like, just blessing that we are, DJ's got our brother, and just be that blessing. Don't be upset, And they come back, to Bartley. She calms down, because I noticed Danielle and Charmaine both had something to say. Like Danielle, when she ran out, was like, okay, we already know that he already got a girl already. Hopefully he ain't got no more. Like, ooh. And then, in between, well, I'll get to that in a second. Now, Ford decides to ask Nikki because he's just like so excited how the vibe is going at this gender reveal, whatever celebration. He asks Nikki, I've been thinking and everything going, do you see yourself that, me and you, can get around, we have a little Ford around? And Nikki's like this, my body is banging. I am young. No, too late. Don't ask me. Cut. That's not there. So he was just like, dang, you really think, but she ain't talking about no years or nothing. She ain't talking about no time soon and shit. Okay, like she didn't say anything about his career or thinking about it, whatever. She just like looking, like I said, her body, and she's young as hell, so she ain't trying to think about no kids anytime soon. Okay, so if he thinking about wanting to have kids with somebody. And then I'm thinking, like I said, there's a lot of issues to where even if she was willing to say yes, I'm like, are y'all sure y'all ready, considering that she went into cry spell when you gave her the key and it went to a whole nother level, over to, the end of the street. You can't, there's no more turns, there's no the sign and it just block, and the road is blocked off. Something, that lane, that stops. So, and she was like, and he was like, I was just asking, I wasn't trying to be serious, I wanted to do when I was married anyway. Now that changed. No, he said changed that because really, I think deep down inside, he was a little bit hurt that she didn't even think about, yeah, that possibly the idea, you know. And she was like, you a little boy. We already got a little boy. You anyway. And he kind of had to look like, and I noticed he kind of got off the scene. You know, then they went back to Don had actually come outside, and I had a feeling like it was going to be a car wreck. And he went around, he yawned around the corner to go get the car. Here goes Charmaine and got the confessionals. Like, you know what? It's probably hopefully it's, another return. It might be. I mean, hopefully it's not another paternity test, another baby, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh gosh. But he comes with this Mercedes Benz, and I'm like, okay, that's great. No, all right. God bless. That's all I have to say about that. I ain't gonna say nothing bad. And Ashley, Nikki in the car pretending like they're gonna go out in the club. But he said he really, feels that Ashley deserves the Mercedes Benz. So go ahead. Look. Okay. But anyways, so there's another scene. Rachel meets up with Ryan, and he decides to do something they did before when they were teenagers, when they were in a relationship before, and when they're teens, when they had their son. And they, take a carriage ride, horse and carriage ride. So he decided to try something. First, I could tell he was able to make her laugh about, I'll try some more. Something like that. He said like that. Let me try something else. See, I already knew the fact that she wasn't hesitant, considering that he was able to convince her, to go on a ride in the first place. So they're all talking, and he again was like this, I know how we got to space, and I know I got to change that we get past this. And you know how Rachel would be like this, past what? And what I did, about the kiss. And he is true, there's a kiss, but we'll get maybe about 10, 50 more minutes later. Okay, about the kissing part. Now, he is right, but you completely edit the type of kiss it was. Okay. So anyways, he's talking, he was like, I know we're gonna work it out. And Rachel's like, we're gonna take it day by day, whatever, blah blah blah. And she holds both of his hands, whatever. But at the same time, I'm like, I just seen him on his Instagram, that they a week or two ago were still, had this picture with her together and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. So I'm like, I already know, and most of us who might be on this page already know. I don't follow Rachel there. There's no offense, not towards her. I just didn't follow her. I just follow on tattoo artists. Except I haven't added Cobra or Juniors yet or nothing like that. But if you notice, I didn't mention Lily. No offense, but so they're gonna work out like we didn't know this possibility was gonna happen. So he's still trying to work on him and Rachel's relationship, of course, blase. Okay, whatever, right? So Kat, like I said, they convinced Kat. I think I think somebody calls and try to convince her, like, I think it was Van or whatever. They all came over. They were talking again to her. I think in the shop. A lot of this took place in the shop. So again, she was convinced by basically the 9-man crew minus Ryan and shit that to come back to the shop. And then she think about it. Yeah, I can't bring money to the shop. Blah blah blah. So, stuff. But it also excluding 4, because 4 already doesn't think it's a good idea. No damn way. Whatever, right? So, after she get convinced, she already has a little, toolbox and everything is ready to come whatever, after she gets the message and confirms that she's going to go ahead and come back to 9-man. Even though because she didn't honestly even want to do it. She's like, I don't think this is a good idea. Ryan doesn't want me here in the space, whatever that they're at. And, Ryan doesn't want to take accountability for what the hell he did. Of course, you got the crew, everybody, like I said, also Cobra is silent, like I said, even if she was in the damn scene, I forgot. And, she was silent as hell anyway, like I said, most episode. No. I remember. They invited her, Danielle, basically, and I think Lily and Cobra have a ladies' night. Now, Charmaine, I don't know, the same day, she sat there, slammed the door with the dog in the damn room, whatever. But they decided to, have ladies' night. Cobra came back. She felt better, refreshed after the velvet, crushed velvet, whatever, the situation went bad. And, they were just talking about this stuff. But still, Kat was talking about, like, the Ryan thing. Yeah, it wasn't bad or anybody. It was, like I said, Danielle, Cobra, Lily were there. And that's the ones who kind of convinced her. And Lily's like, you need to come back, blah, blah. And like I said, Kat was thinking, like, it's not a good idea, whatever. But she decided, you know what, I should come back. I can make money. This is my home. Home, whatever. She feels more better. Her best friends there, her best friends there. She actually feels more important. We could tell at least a few scenes that she wasn't in LA. She completely felt out of place. Maybe she had somebody there with her, a couple people. Maybe she felt more comfortable. But, it just, no, that wasn't her. So she feels more better. She, like I said, she's like, no, so what? Let me go ahead. They already let him know like Ryan ain't there. We don't know coming back. And, your spot, come on, Max, your home. Cat tats. Okay, so she agrees. So in a later scene, like I said, we have four, and he's actually talking to he ends up calling Ryan, right? And because like I said, he already had let him know about what was about to go on, what was about to happen. Okay, when he at the gas station, because around this time, at least when Kat came back, red is her color. Okay, she had this cute little outfit, like I said, 2 box for everybody. Was like, yeah, welcome back. Like I said, I don't know if Ford was there enough. Ever just like then had a welcome back paired with confetti and shit everywhere, right? So he, like I said, she sat there and had a client that came in instantly. And it turned out he was like, when she was gone, he recently had a heart transplant. God bless him and everything with that, And because of this, he was, he's recovering and getting himself together. So he wanted to get actually a heart on, I think it was one of his calves. And so it was a dope tap as usual. I was glad at least we were able to see, small artwork. And it was a dope heart. It looked like God's hand, Jesus Christ. God's hand, holding, like the heart above the new heart. So she, like I said, are doing cat tats, whatever. And as I'm saying, let's go fast forward back to the scene where Ryan's up here getting some gas, whatever, trying to fill up the tank. Okay. And he gets a call from Ford, and Ford is the one who's like, what, how you doing? How you doing? Still, Ryan is like, I'm just trying to make sure, he's still trying to work out when Rachel's thing is a little bit better, but like I said, it's day by day, it's still not the same. And he can't tag any damn way, So he's just been at home. Then all of a sudden, this when Ford decides to tell him, fuck it, let me go ahead and say that. And by the way, y'all, do you think Ford would have told Ryan what was going on if Nikki would have gave him an answer where she been decided to have a baby, even if he didn't want the baby, just so, like I said, the way, she kind of was like, oh, hell no, I ain't trying to have no baby. No time soon, not next year, no, too late, don't ask me, okay? So, I'm just saying, would have been different if Ford would have got a better response. You know what I mean? Because if Kat was already tattooing people, and the minute she came there in the box, he should have been like the show, bro. Even when they made the decision to have her come back, he could have told Ryan that before even she got to the shop. It just seemed like, I don't know if that would affect that. You know what I'm saying? Because Ford looked a little hurt when, Nikki was like, you a little boy, you earned some, already got a little baby child. It's you, nigga. It's you, nigga. Okay. I'm like, oh, damn. All right. So, anyways, we have the scene where he just is so mad, like, she's not going to, she's just going to take my family away and blah, blah, blah. So, he's tired of this stuff. Now she's trying to take over my relationship. Now she's up there trying to take over the shop, whatever. So, he decides, I don't know, he thought he was going to get into a fight, whatever, with maybe this a producer or somebody again. So he conveniently, which is on the dashboard, has a knife there. Or maybe he pulled it out. Maybe he, has to shake somebody and shit sometimes, whatever. I don't know. But he decides to take the cast off and shit and go there to confront, Kat, whatever, right? So, go there for a Kat, whatever. So he's like, nah, this is some bullshit, blah, blah, whatever. So it shows it's a total different day, because that show was the same damn outfit. So I guess he decided to take his cast, probably soak his hands, some damn Epsom salt, whatever, some sort of wraparound, whatever, which he should have just had waited, because it's like, your hand ain't even healed, bro. So even you call yourself, what damn movie scene, y'all? Can y'all remember it be like some action movie and stuff, and somebody's cast and they take it off, and then they, then their hands somehow just heal up and shit, and they ready to fight and shit. And that's pretty much what remind me of. And because he had to sit where he was going to fight or whatever because of the disrespect. And Kat, like I said, Kat didn't have to say anything. But Kat feels like some more of a type of way because of him lying about the situation. But then at the same time, too, if he'd never been back to Rachel, which he would have said anything or still would have kept it going. But we'll get in that in a second. So everybody's at the shop chilling. Everybody got their red cups and shit. And they're just talking woo, woo, woo a little bit, right? Everybody's there. like I said, even Cobra, even though Cobra was really silent this time, like I said, even at the table, all she talked about was the Velvet thing, but Velvet a little bit, and everybody else was talking about really Cat in the Ryan situation again at the table, a little ladies' night. But also, by the way, when they were talking about, I guess it was a place that served Korean barbecue, and I think Danielle was the one who asked, like, I know you probably, asking Kat, I know you probably had Korean barbecue before. Here go Lily. Why, how would she know what it tastes? And Kat's like, cause I'm half Korean. Okay, all right. Hey, so anyway, fast forward to the last scene. Ryan comes in, right? Ryan just comes in like this, like, these motherfuckers here type look. Ain't saying nothing shit to nobody. But Don was the one who was like, okay, bro, you kind of awkward and whatever. Was Ford there? Because I'm surprised that he didn't say anything to Ford, because Ford was the one who warned him about that shit. Okay. But he came in, and Don, he stand up like, maybe it's like looking over like another floor or something like that, but just looking down at everybody during there a little bit. And he just looking like, oh Don, you said, were you the one who said, it was a little awkward and stuff? And yeah, it was like, yeah, it was a little awkward. You haven't said nothing to nobody, whatever. I nothing, just came up in here. And he just, like I said, it's basically like, he's like, okay, he got a point, like, basically, it's like, well, Kat, what are you doing here? And before he even got there, when the confessionals, he said basically, it's not her place anymore. Not her place here in the morning. It's not her place anymore, blah, blah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, is she still in the receipt? Because he ain't saying the way he's talking, like, for her, just like how Van was able to come back despite, Van breaking in the doors and all this shit and whatever and stuff. It's like Kat is able to work after all that stuff. I'm like, are they on the lease? Is that the reason why it can't be like security? I'll call the popos or have this person handle you, blah, 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 whatever. That's what is confusing, because she's just like, okay, I want to work back here. Because, he's like, it's no place for you here, blah, blah, blah. You on that beat, that mess, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And Kat was just like, you the one who used to say to me all camera reasons. And I thought when she had her phone in hand, y'all, that she was going to show the text messages to people. Like, did you just sent me this such and such a couple weeks ago before this happened? And, basically got back and forth, whatever. Like, like, you've been calling me, like, you still would have, you were trying to make me into a side bitch, whatever. You were still trying to fucking call me and shit like that, whatever. You said, you can't look into my eyes without, fantasizing, wanting all this stuff, without kissing me and stuff like that, whatever. And you've been the one all the summer, whatever. So it got the point, still Ryan trying to not like, okay, basically, joke, are you on some bullshit? It's done, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But he's still kind of making it seem like it's more so Kat's fault. Like I said, Kat didn't have to say anything, but it's out now, whatever. And now it's just got a point where, like I said, he's trying to tell, just trying to say, is this kiss or whatever, and kind of almost make it, I don't know, and depending on the person, somebody can make it seem like Kat came on to him, and that is that. And here Kat had to like, everybody knew even before this happened with Rachel, everybody knew beforehand, because remember, Charmaine was the one, Charmaine ran and told that one, that when she heard it, and the producers heard it about him saying, well, the dig is out, okay, we heard your voice, or unless it was a voiceover, but he's the one saying, my dig is out, okay, so it was true, like the audience and everybody else already kind of figured out, if they haven't even fucked before, whatever, they pretty much know they did by then, okay, so she's like, it was already out anyway, she's going by that angle, okay, all about it, and you've been the one saying, you have feels me, basically love me, all this stuff, whatever, and blah, 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 but basically, it just seems like, like he's trying to eventually working with Rachel because, they have a son and stuff like that, or whatever, and trying to work it out, whatever. But, some people used to say that, you could tell it was chemistry since the first season in her and Ryan, and then there was a picture, but I've never seen it, but, been on Instagram stuff that they're saying on certain, like, pages, whatever, like, there was a picture that, Kat was in Ryan's lap, and then, Rachel had something to say, they deleted the photo, and they've been, like, certain photos where it wasn't nothing like they were sitting up, but people were, like, a little questionable, even when they just sitting there looking like they're fixing each other's tacos at a party event, okay, but, it was just like, some just ain't right, like, y'all ain't telling everything, you know what I mean, and, it's just that she, it was just Kim's, but I thought, like, well, still, it could be that, because there are genuine people who are friends that are, the opposite sex, and they don't do anything, so, and they don't do anything, or if they did, it was so long ago when they were teenagers or some shit, and they could still be platonic after that and not go back to that. But it was just, I was trying to give him a chance. Then some people like Ryan Deal always looked at Cat like she, like lust in his eyes and shit like that. And then I have to think about it when they were showing flashbacks of like at times where I probably looked at him, my blah blah blah. He kind of was giving them bedroom eyes and shit when they kind of showed him tonight. So, but they go back and forth, Cat like some bullshit, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just own to what the fuck you did, whatever. That's what the point of what it is. I'm trying to make money. That's my thing here, whatever. You know what I mean? So they go back and forth, blah blah blah. And, like I said, Ryan's still down, still looking kind of down, Cat kind of like came like to let him know, like, for kids, she was like this, you a bitch ass fuck you, a bitch ass nigga, you a whole ass nigga, blah blah blah, you ain't shit, okay, you on some bullshit, okay? And then ultimately he still was like, whatever, blah blah blah, this and that. And then Cat was like, you the one who ate my cat at the lake house. Everybody like, whoa, okay. Then she like, just beep, 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 and I kissed the big one, blah, 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 but you been eating me out all damn, so blah, 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 blah. And I noticed Brian, when she really started going into more details about the sex, even if it was just oral, it still was sex, okay? Even if it was just fingering, it's still sexual activity. But I'm just saying it was oral sex, at least as she was saying, or just went in detail. So he was right, it was just a kiss, but it was a kiss on her other lips, obviously, that at least occurred, okay? Or at the lake house, okay? So, so she said something else, but everybody just sitting there like, wow, okay, damn, she really taking there. All right, yeah. So that's what happened. So he just did this. As soon as she started talking about he ate the cat, he ate Cat's cat at the lake house. He like this. It couldn't say nothing. He stopped going. I already said my truth. Blah blah blah. You on boy, move on. You trying to mess up my life? Get on, Cat, gone, Cat, whatever. But as soon as she kind of went into more detail about the stuff, whatever, he kind of just hushed and this ain't nothing. She still just go whatever, like some bullshit. You've been the one. And I first did look at you, blah blah blah. And then with feelings, I had feelings for you. You had feelings for me. Then she kind of went towards him, but he just kind of walked away. He just walked away. Then he got chartered, us plugged up, buggers to his phone, and kind of just left. And I first thought again maybe he was gonna come after me, but he kind of just walked away. He just like, I ain't got shit, just blah blah blah, just mumble something, and then he left. And whatever. He really didn't say much. It just went from he was having so much to say as far as saying like she was trying to mess up his home and then whatever. Rachel like it's done, whatever. And you move on. You trying to mess up some bullshit. And you got nerves, audacity to mess up and stuff. And you on some bullshit. You came here. And once she listed out damn near everything, what he did, it was kind of like silence. He kind of it was just like. So I'm kind of wondering, is this episode and his actions, even though he's still going to try to put her out the shop, whatever, next week, whatever, but still, he just left. That was it. When she started going more details. So, okay. And she just wants him to be honest. It's the way he treated her, like, it was just, because he was saying something like it was her fault or something like that, whatever. But like I said, he didn't say as much back and forth when she started going into details of what went on as far as sex-wise. So, I'm just like, because half of that shit was censored. About 85%. But anyway, y'all, hugs and loves. I hope y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm going to spend my family, my father's birthdays tomorrow. Rest in peace, Kev. That was my ex who died 4 years ago. And his birthday is also on the 23rd. So, anyway, y'all, please, take every day by day, and, don't take life for granted. You see all the stuff that's going on here. God bless y'all. Love y'all. God bless. Hugs and loves. And I definitely see y'all next week. So y'all take care. And I'll see y'all. Y'all hear that breathing? That's my name. He went night-night. So anyway. All right. Take care.